Hey guys, I thought I'd make just a short video, and yeah, today is Saturday, and I guess it's one of those days where you just want to be cozy inside, but you yearn to be productive as well, but yet can't quite seem to get there anyway. But anyway, I just thought, I thought to myself, I can at least challenge myself to make another video and just do it, and that I'll feel sort of better afterwards. Um, anyway, so the book is called Read It Rawly. If you currently have a copy, or if you want a copy, let me know. But if you're busy working through the book at the moment, or you have already read it, you will definitely know what I'm talking about when I refer to the word raw in the title, making the word into rawly, indicating how the book is best read with an open mind and an honest heart. Because certain things that as you are going through the book, you and yourself, you're gonna get insights of your own. You are gonna think, you're gonna maybe have some realizations of certain things that get you to another level in which you can really become close to some truths that you might not have wanted to face, or that you're finding difficulty facing, or maybe had to, sort of go through sort of peeling back different layers, or perhaps, sometimes it's a certain pathway that gets you to that place in which you experience a type of rawness where it can be, yeah, that raw place is like you reaching something that's deep, and you're touching on it, and you feel raw. You might want to cry. Raw. It's also a truth discovery, so you feel like shocked. And anyway, so but it is like more. There's so much substance to it, and there's so much to those discoveries of that what is raw within you, or what it is that makes you feel raw. And the reason why I'm adding this into what do I call this introduction is because my dad recently, I asked him to please write me 500 words on his cancer journey, because I want to submit that into a magazine. And I believe he's got not only one story, but he's got so much of his story to tell. And I think that, he's older, and I think he's definitely reached a wise place, but I also think that he's still got a lot of potential. And I feel like have just been encouraging him to sort of try something new, and he surprised me. He wrote over 500 words. He told me it's just, once he started, he just, and it just flowed. He let it just flow out on the page, and he spoke about his own version of raw. And that was him writing, and I found that to be quite a nice, unique insight. So if you're reading the book, have a notebook ready, for your own insights and things like that. And then I recommend that perhaps, it could be helpful to you to start expanding on that, whatever it was that sort of resonated with you, and explore that. Hello. So, this one will hopefully be quick. I'm sending a lot of love from where I am, which is South Africa, to you wherever you are. And I hope that you know that you are loved and that love surrounds you and that you are made with love and that you have so much to give to the world and you have so much of yourself yet to grow into and discover and integrate with and become strong and grow into the person you are and have yet to become. And then you are in a place where you can just be you. And if it's not that, then this is a reminder: be you. Let me just quickly get into the reading part. This is from Read It Rawly. I want to talk a bit on the title, but I'm not sure if I'll fit it in this video. So I just thought I'd read first. So yeah, this very short chapter, very short. Okay. Right. An inner bond which cannot be broken could sometimes be ignored, but it remains with you throughout your life. When in doubt, use your gut. Another gift, something that has always been here and has consistently proven itself worthy in times of need, is one's gut. Because I feel as if gut is a rather unattractive word, I took the liberty of changing it to guide, which is, and I think you can agree, universally understandable and recognizable in some way, shape, or form. Some perceive their guide as God, a higher power, a little voice in their head, or even their own basic intelligence. They all provide survival instincts when one is in a state of confliction. I have never heard of anyone who has never had a gut feeling. There is, without a doubt, a guide in all of us. One simply cannot deny its existence. It presents itself diversely and it is able to communicate to each and every one of us, no matter what language or ability. Our guide is one of the most powerful universal gifts we all share. One can be solaced in the fact that this guide will always be present. When facing uncertainty, and especially when all else fails, it will always be there to assist you if you should need it. Always. Your guide is an incredibly useful asset. It is a fundamental connection to your inner spirit. This bond cannot be broken, it cannot be sent away. It is a permanent backup plan built into your natural system. Granted, sometimes it is exclusively disregarded, but then lessons are learned, so win-win. It is much like instinct, invisible, but one knows it exists, one is distinctly aware of it. And if you're not distinctly aware of it, no, you are. You should seek it out. Or you will be. So when you feel you have nothing to rely on, you actually do. We all have a guide. Remember that. When in doubt, go back to the basics. Use your guide. Your gut, your guide, God. You may find it helpful to use as it is an aid of some kind. Keep your guide up your sleeve. You never know when you might need it. With the right intention, it may become your most trustworthy incentive. See, I told you it was short. So I want to see this. Like my camera is like restricting me. So see, I recently done another buzz. It is actually like way shorter, but it grows like very fast. But you can see I've got a bald patch there and like some gray here, different colors. So it's interesting, but it's something that I work very hard at trying to embrace. And then I just want to give a shout out to Cupcakes of Hope and to both Kashev and Danica. I'm praying for you both, and I am expecting a wonderful, miraculous recovery. And okay, cool. So I thought maybe I tried to tell you a little bit about the title of the book. So it's called Read It Rawly. Rawly isn't a word. I made it up with my writer's rebellious streak. But anyway, rawly. I added the ly part, the ly part after raw, because I needed to change the word in a way that it was sort of malleable enough that it could work, for example, as an adjective, and with that, rawly is sort of an indicator for a lot of things, but an indicator to how to read the book in the best way. So rawly's definition is to approach it with an open mind and an honest heart, and that's the rawly way of reading. And then the byline there is the gifts of life. Okay, and then there's my name. And then we've got the back. I don't know if I've ever read that for you. So let me, so read it rawly, the gifts of life. Don't worry, the books do contain some gifts of life. You won't only be feeling raw at some point. And if you don't feel raw, that's fine. Because remember, raw, if you feel raw, okay, that's something else. But rawly, if you can maintain reading the book with an open mind and an honest heart, then that's great, because you're gonna have to be thinking. Your thoughts will be provoked, and in such a way that it will hopefully produce an insight. And therein lies the gift. Anyway, so I thought, so inside the book, there's a little written piece. The gifts of life, the theme of this book versus my preached practice of life, is quite ironic, but one cannot deny that irony is not interesting. Read it rawly. The title refers to how the book is best read with an open mind and an honest heart. Okay. And then my thing is going to cut me off again. I must delete stuff off my phone, clear some space. Anyway, okay, let's see if I can do this. 35 seconds left. Okay, read it rawly, the gifts of life. This is the back page, the back cover. This book is a congregation of my attempts to view various aspects of life and death in an honest, positive, and realistic yet abstract point of view. With an open mind, I explore the ability to expose significant gifts within contrast, opposition. Okay, so this is the last part of what's going to be a mosaic of clips. It's just a reading of the last page, and hopefully my camera doesn't cut me off. Or I don't know if I can read this in 20 seconds. I should probably cancel the... Hello. So I don't have a lot of seconds, but I'm going to try and read the back page. Let's go. This book is a congregation of my attempts to view various aspects of life and death in an honest, positive, and realistic yet abstract point of view. With an open mind, I explore the ability to expose significant gifts within contrast, opposition, and similarity, in order to facilitate the improvement of understanding. Okay, so I've made way more space on my phone so I can take my time with reading the back page of my book. So, just a disclaimer, I wrote this when I was 18. So, and it was published when I was, or around, I don't know if I turned 19 before or after it published. But yeah, no, I think I was still 18. And it got published. So now it's plus minus 10 years after that. So, I mean, if you look at this picture, that's me when I was a lot younger. In fact, that the person in this picture was in a lot of pain. It was like I had just lost my mom there, and I was lost. Have you ever felt lost? I was lost. I was going through pain, and I was suffering in a way that I could not express. And this photo was taken by a good friend of mine at the time, although we went our separate ways, but she encouraged me to get onto the beach, of which, my mom and I loved the beach. So this friend, she was like, you need to go to the beach. Let's go. Let's take a walk, and she thought it would be just very healing at that time. And she wanted to take pictures. We often took pictures of one another. And I don't know what her plan was, but anyway, she ended up taking photos of me, and this is just one of them, but there are other ones that are actually quite stunning. Maybe I should post them. And yeah, I'm she was capturing me, on the sort of ocean front, and I was walking in the shallows, and the sun sort of was creating me as a silhouette. And there was this one picture where I was like moving around and sort of dancing and whatever, but I was just sort of like, when you're lost and you have that apathy and you're not really into it, but your friend drags you along and says, come, I'm taking photos of you now, smile, do this, do that, kick the water up from the wave, and so I was just following instructions, and she got quite a few shots, and which I really appreciate them. So one of those shots I chose to put at the back of my book, and this friend took it, and this was my way of sort of saying thank you, and giving some credit for her friendship. Anyway, so with an open mind, I explore the ability to expose significant gifts within contrast, opposition, and similarity, in order to facilitate the improvement of understanding alternative concepts. I share an array of perspectives. The irony of this book's main theme versus my life is quite uncanny, but in my efforts to be optimistic, I reduce my obsession of death and fantasy. Through insight and altered mindset, I've covered a scope of ideals that I sincerely hope will help people in a constructive way. next to the photo. Writing has always been a way to cope with my challenges in life. Through insight and experience, I've obtained a wisdom that I wish to share and use to help others overcome similar hardships. We are all here together. We might as well connect. So that's I've like yeah, um I find that what sort of stands out for me there is that um back then I because I wrote this part back then I obviously felt that I had obtained some sort of wisdom, um and yeah, I think at least the first little thread of certain things that over time can grow to be, you know, or grow to afford wisdom or grow into sort of a network, or weave together in such a way and over time and with experiences and things, and you adjust things and you process things in life, then it's sort of it can become wisdom in that way, and like yeah, this wording is interesting, but I don't disagree. I say through insight and experience, I have obtained a wisdom that I wish to share and use to help others overcome similar hardships, and that is something that is true today. And I think that there's a lot of confusion between uh, what is wisdom, what is um, intelligibility, what is intellectual, what is mind, what is mind states, what is this, what is that. And then we've got why questions. Why? No. That's, yeah. The thing, with the why questions, there's a lot of people, and I'm sure I went through a phase like that, where I would, as much younger and very much at that time needed to grow up. So where it's like why how this what, and yet I think for a short time I was a little bit blind to how, oh, there's actually knowledge to gain in books, in speaking to other people. It's not only experience, through learning, through there's lots of things in which you can sort of get the answers to many of your own questions. And yeah, it's and pursuing like knowledge, or pursuing learning, like, or to get more educated or stay with the times, or um it's also important when it comes to you and you getting to know yourself, and but there's so much at our fingertips that we have actually to learn from, and to get knowledge from. And at that same time, if you have grown up and you're responsible enough, you hopefully maybe have heard some type of call, and you may be trying to respond in a way that is to share with other people what you've learned, in a way that that you can assist them a little bit through life, or at least make a difference in some sort of way, a good difference, becoming part of the collective consciousness. I will use them. And although that might be a bit naughty to use that word, because then it's sort of giving leeway to a whole discussion I feel like I want to have, but not with a reflection of myself, no, with other people. Over Zoom or something, or in a conversation with a friend at a coffee shop, that hopefully has like 1 to 3 hours of time to discuss it, because I love to like I love the whole taking topics and building and the dear logos. I love that, um, and sort of integrating things in such a way, obviously with other people, but you're participating in it, and you can sort of take or approach things or listen from different perspectives. And what's really interesting to do is sort of to try and like really sort of level and understand the other person. So that takes listening, that takes intention. The intention is I, I want to understand and gain knowledge from this, and from this hopefully we can come to or come upon an insight, or we can create a new idea or a new word or a new theory or a new whatever comes from a aha moment. It's like unlocking or opening an envelope that gives way to life. And yeah, love you.